All right, we are live. Take two. Let's see. So I'm going to share these links out first. So post to that guy and that guy. Cool. All right. So where we left off last time. Let's see. What do we need to do? So let's see what we have right now. So like I said, right now our login does absolutely nothing for like protecting, locking anything down. So anyone that sends in this device ID is gonna see this data. So the first step that we had is we created this like login page with the dog. Actually, that just broke. Okay, so we log in. We're using the Microsoft authentication library. Log in. It's going to take us here. And we have a nice like route guards on there. So let's see. So we got our guards, and we did some unit testing. So I think the next thing we need to do is actually like create the interceptor to. So if we take a look at the request, let's see, response, request. Yeah, so like I think what we need to do is put the authorization header in there next. So looking at this, let's look at our user and state store again. State, because there's a couple of different ways that we can get that access token. So okay, so our user's in here, and like let's also pull up Akita state management. Because when I was reading his docs, he actually was putting his whole session storage in the state management, which seems nice. Let's see here, docs. Okay, so we have our user, but we need to get a hold of that access token. So that here is. In our session storage, but I also think the MSAL library here gives us that access token. So like I think get access token. Yeah, so we already have this nice method to get our access token. And then that is going to use the Microsoft authentication library to acquire token silent. So this is actually perfect. I think this will handle that case on the when the token times out, I think. So I don't even think we're gonna even need to reach into session storage, which is kind of nice. But I do want to take a look at the docs again. The store. Oops, sorry. My chair is very squeaky. Okay, yeah. So in the docs of the example, he's storing the token in the actual store, which I actually really like instead of pulling in the MSAL. Like, so if everything in the application is going to interface through that store, that means the only place we'll ever use the Microsoft authentication library is in this auth service. And then if we switch over to like if we add Google or something for authentication, we'll be good to go. So that is a good plan of action for that. So we need to create an interceptor, and I'm pretty sure there's like you can do it with a command line. So let's look and see. We have guards. So we added our guard. We want to maybe source app core. Oh, not components. Nope. Core. So we want to let's make a folder in a core that's like interceptors. I can't spell interceptors. Let me Google how to spell interceptor real quick. Interceptors. Actually, it's pretty close. I was pretty close. So it's interceptors. And, oh, that is, dang it. It's early still. We want to create a folder called interceptors. And then in our interceptors, I think there's you can do that, interceptor. And let's just do, so the gist of the interceptor is we're going to intercept HTTP requests. And and for this, we're going to add our authorization header. Oh boy. Auth. Yeah, let's do auth because it could be authorization, or this might also potentially handle authentic. Well, let's call it auth for now because I don't know if we're going to do how we're going to, because like there's authentication and authorization. Whoa. Unhandled schematic for intercept. So there may not be an interceptor CLI. That can't be right. Angular interceptor. Maybe there's not. ng generate. Let's see if there's a generate interceptor. Might have to do it the old school way. Ng generate. Yeah, there's none. So instead of, let's see, I like to, there's a couple of really good articles on how to create auth interceptor. So let's go look at them. And honestly, stack, this is a really good stack. I've done these interceptors a couple times now. This is a good one. At least for it has a good answer on like. This is kind of the method, so we'll like clone it. So create an HTTP interceptor. All right, let's do it. Wait. Okay, yeah, let's do it. So we'll say auth old school. I'm surprised no one's created a schematic for that. And then we're going to implement interceptor. I believe it's that. And then I think we can even control dot implement. There we go. That's nice. That's nice. Visual Studio doing some cool implement interface for me. Save some code. So let's see. So we got this intercept. So let's kind of, we always got to be real careful when you copy paste code because that's when you get bit. Been there, done that many times. So next, okay. So basically in here. So the idea is we're going to have this interceptor, and basically all we're going to do is add this authorization header with the bearer and our JOT token, which in our case is not the ID token. We're actually, so the idea is we're going to have an access token. So we could use the ID token. So like talking this out, like, so the MSAL library, when you log in with these scopes. Where's my scopes at? Scopes. So I have users.read. So then in my auth service, when we, where is the sign in? Sign in, MSAL. So here we're logging in and we're saying, can this application read the user data from like Microsoft Graph in this case, because then we have the Microsoft Graph API here. Yeah, okay, so we'll do the access token for now. Access token, so in state. So we'll grab that, and then basically, if we have our access token, we'll add it. Actually, yeah. Well, honestly, like, yeah, that totally works. Well, man, this auto implement on the intercept is weird. What? Oh, that's hilarious. It like imported this stuff. What the? delete this. Observable. Seriously, that's how I decided to import things? All right, so something we need to do for now. Let's comment this out. We need to get that token into our state store. Actually, maybe not. So maybe, so like there's something nice. So if we actually pulled this service in into our interceptor, and we called this method every time, this method is pretty nice because it's going to handle the case for the expired token for us. So if we actually went into our auth interceptor, so because my two thoughts were in our store we can have that access token, which is fantastic, but a benefit that we get if we're actually going to call this method here is, again, I'm almost leaning towards calling this method because then this handles, so say, so if we go take a look at the access token, I think it's the access token. It's very long. It's very, very long. Oh my gosh. All right, so if we take a look at this access token, we're going to see, so .io. So this is kind of the data that's in it, and then there's an expiration time that's that epoch time. So yeah, so it's going to expire at 10 o'clock, so in like 45 minutes. If we decided to store this access token in our state store, which seems logical, then anyone who reads it might get that stale token. If we call this method exactly, we'll potentially acquire token silent if it's expired, it will handle that refresh flow. So yeah, I'm gonna lean that way. So let's pull in. Let's go ahead and pull in. What is it? Auth service. Let's pull this guy in. And I think so. I've not actually this auth service is we're returning a promise, because that's what the MSAL. We're just pass throughing this. It'd be nice if that was an observable, or if not, if we could async await inside this method and not have issues. I don't know. Let's try it. See, I don't know. Yeah, if you yeah, no, that definitely doesn't work. If it's async, it's going to return an observable. So what we need to do is we're going to do the from promise. I think it is. We're gonna create a observable. Next dot handle. So this returns. Okay, this will totally work. So we could be like from. I think you can do from. Is it from promise? From. I think from. RxJS from promise. Turn this observable into a promise. Or no, the other way around. I'm almost certain it's from. Turn any array, promise, or iterable into an observable. That's exactly what we want. So from, and then we're going to be like, from that, get the token. This.authService.get access token. Okay, so that is going to call that method, and then it's going to emit .pipe. So what we could do, actually if we return this guy, I think this will work. Merge map. We're gonna think about that more, maybe do switch map. Yeah. And we should now be able to request that handle. Oh, I bet I know what's going on. Yeah, so we should be able to do this. This now. I think merge map's appropriate, but I've been bitten. Merge map, switch map, they're all slightly different, and they will 100% bite you if you do not use them correctly. So yeah, okay, so we're gonna get the access token. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. I like the inline, like Lambda style, but sometimes debugging, like, we'll do the squigglies for now and see. Okay, so yeah, if access token, and really, oh, we may actually have an issue. Maybe if you're not logged in, I don't think this guy may never emit, so we may have a potential issue with that. From observable, we're piping on it, merge map, and then we're gonna update that. So I'm pretty sure that this is actually gonna work right out the bat. So then, like, there's like, how do you, for the interceptors, you gotta, like, in your app module, Angular interceptors. So we created our interceptor, but now we need to maybe this medium. We need to include it in the app module, and I cannot remember the syntax on that. So create the interceptor, add the interceptor to the provider. So we're going to basically provide an HTTP intercept. Oh yeah, that totally makes sense. And we're going to use class. So let's go ahead and implement this. Hold on a second. Still. Okay, so then this interceptor, auth interceptor. So we're going to do this in the providers. It could be core as well. No, this works perfect. This works perfect. Use class that guy multi true. So let's go ahead and import that guy. Import that guy. Okay, so now what should happen? Every single HTTP. Whoa, I hate how they imported that. That is so terrible. I've never even seen that before. I was wondering why it looked weird. So, add. Handler, add. Alright. That's looking a little better. So, if we now go to... If we go to... Well, I got too many screens going on. Alright, so now let's... Not that one. Uh-oh. Cannot resolve all parameters for the auth interceptor. That's usually when we do something weird on the constructor. Oh, what the? Okay. Stupid stuff going on here. Auth interceptor. Let's go to docs and make sure we didn't fat finger do anything weird. Angular interceptors, not the medium. Ah. So it's going to intercept. We're going to take request. All right, let's go ahead and do the most fancy of tricks and. So this is going to say like the DI. It is an issue with the DI, dependency injection. Oh, it's some of my imports may be jacked. Which... What the... bleep? Maybe, I mean, Angular... I almost think, is it Angular oh, no. Common? I'm importing it from the wrong spot. The stupid, oh man. Sometimes the importer screws me over, and I'm thinking that's what's going on here. Control dot. Let's try that. Oh, wait. Auth service. I'm pretty sure it says through the DI, so it's actually got to be this stupid thing. Yeah, let's do a test real quick, because I've definitely used the DI. Return. It's a lot of things. I just want to narrow out that the issue. Okay, so now we got nothing in the constructor. So it's definitely an issue with that auth service. That's freaking weird. And let's also, just for the heck of it, it's the interceptor. What's it called again? The auth interceptor. Let's make sure we're actually getting here. Something's up with that. The way I'm, yeah. Okay, so our interceptor is getting there. That is a good sign. So what the hell's up with the auth service? Why? Because I've used this. I'm certain I've used it, right? I mean, what the? All right, let's try this again. Constructor. Auth service. And then the DI, it's complaining about this thing? What? Makes no sense at all. This is irritating, because I know, my squeaky chair. Login component. So I'm using the auth service here. Oh, I'm using a different path. I'm using maybe I have to use. That makes no sense at all. But I do believe, like it was saying, like, don't use the barrel files. Oh, duh. This needs to provide in root. Okay, yeah. So it's not even, so wherever this auth interceptor, it's the little things that get you. At injectable, provided in root. It's the little things. Now it's going to work, and then we can... Huzzah! Okay, so let's... So there wasn't an issue with the import of the relative, I'm sure. It was just that I forgot injectable. So just reminder, anytime you want to use something in DI, like through the constructor, you need it has to be provided somewhere. So either in a module or provided in root. So let's go ahead, let's add our code back and see if we can actually, because right now, let's go to our network tab. Let's see. Getting turned around here. So in our request header, we don't have authorization. So then if we add this back, comment this out, now we should be cooking. Hopefully. Oh, I want to put a breakpoint in there. Hey, there's no console errors, which means if that's pretty encouraging. But I do want to say, okay, so let's hit refresh. Let's take a look at what's going down. Sweet. Okay, so we're in our interceptor. We have an access token. We're going to clone that request. So if we then just come over to the console, I was like triple checking here and just making sure. Squeaky chair. Headers. They say 0 headers, right? That's not right. I should see the headers in this guy. Showing nothing. What? Are you serious? Oh, wait, no, I went in here. Request.clone. Request equals request. See, I don't like. So let's play this thing through. So I didn't see that in there, so I'm certain that we're not going to get a request. Yes, it's not going here. Why? Okay, let's go back to our debugger. Because it went here, but I think I don't like. Like I said, I got this off Stack Overflow, and this is always one of the things when you're grabbing stuff is you'll copy paste and have to troubleshoot and be like, oh, okay, there's actually some jankness going on here. So okay, so if we have an access token, we do. So we're gonna go into 26. 26. I don't think this is how. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the source of the truth. I think there's a clone. Clone. Let's look for. Oh, duh. So yeah, there's. Why don't we steal? Why don't we do is steal from the docs instead of Stack Overflow? That might actually make things easier for us. So we're gonna clone the headers auth. So what they say, and I don't necessarily like this check that much. Okay, so there's our auth request. I mean, we could just handle. I mean, we could totally just do this. I mean, yeah, that's. I mean, this is nice. This is nice. So if we have it, we'll just bail out. We'll bail out here. We'll see what that does. So play through this. So now let me hit refresh again. I'm not convinced that it was like compiled. All right, so that's a good sign. So we're here. Access token. So now we should, if we come here and like F10, F10 auth request. So now we have headers. It's still showing. Oh, lazy update. Interesting. And then there's our value. So I'm certain now we should have on those requests our authorization header. So let's look at like this guy. Hey yo. Okay, so now you can see request header, authorization, and then we got our access token from the Microsoft authentication library. So then if we come over here to .io, let's just triple check that things are good. Paste this guy in here. I think our scopes should be in here too. Users and read. Payload. I'm not seeing scopes, which seems weird. Oh, scopes. SCP. Calendar read, files read. I thought it was just users. Okay, that makes sense. Users. So maybe users. Calendars is part of users or something. Yeah, that's nice. So now we're sending that back. Let's see. So device summary, same thing. So yeah, so this since we have this interceptor is like a global thing. Yeah, that totally works. So basically we have our route locked down, our route's locked down, and now we are sending in the access token as a header. So I think we're at a good spot where we need to we can write some unit tests for this interceptor, which should be again pretty easy. Let's see. Handle. Yeah, there actually may be. Yeah, we're not making never mind. I was thinking if this would be like HTTP module, that new testing thing for it, but it's definitely not. So let's triple check Everything else works. We're going to log out of our Microsoft account. And all right, so we're on this page. If say like, hey, I'm going to my device and I don't have a user, it's going to keep me here. Log in. Oh, I just lost my login window. Log in. We'll choose this account. Sign in with Microsoft. It's doing its thing. Okay, and then if we come over here, Wi-Fi, and now these should have. Okay, so this is the options request. So we won't have a token on that. Token again, we won't have that. That's for like cross origins, core stuff. Here's our get. So we should have a token on this authorization, and device settings, device summary, same thing. Authorization. What's this? This options? Get device events. Oh, okay. So this is from the micro front end. So we'll have to do a different strategy for that. So these two are the locked in ones, and then we still have to lock down the micro front end, which will be a similar kind of thing. But yeah, okay. So let's start writing some unit tests for this interceptor, and I think that's all we really touched that we need to test. Okay, so. We're going to test this guy. Okay, so come here, auth. Okay, so we're going to describe this interceptor. We'll do the before each. My spacing's all jacked. Testing module. I think it was test module. Test something. Let's look at another one. It's test bed.configure testing module. Test bed dot. And so we'll import. Import. There we go. It's like, what's up with my import here? Import.configure testing module. And then again, so like when we're configuring our tests, take a look at the constructor. So really the only thing that we have to stub out is this. So make sure that we're in a green state. We wrote a lot of code without testing, so it might be some red. Green dot, green dot, green dots. Okay, nice. All our tests are passing. That is encouraging. So let's go ahead and just start with our providers, maybe. Seems like a good way to start. So we're gonna provide our. I don't actually know. I don't think we may not actually have to provide our auth interceptor here. Whoa, son of a. Because it has that provided in root. I don't know if that works with the tests. We can test that. Let's see. Okay, and then we need a spy for this auth service. So let's go ahead. I don't know why my let's auth service spy Jasmine dot spy objects auth service, and then we're gonna say like auth service spy equals Jasmine dot create spy object. Create spy object, and then this is gonna be the base name, so auth service, and then we're gonna be an array of the methods we want to stub out, which we want to get access token. And then in our providers, we'll be like provide auth service use value okay. That is a good sign. So we need to be like intercept returns basically we'll need to make sure that those. Let's make them side by side. Helps so you can see things visually. Let's see. Provide test. So let's look at this method here. What we're kind of doing. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. It should return HTTP. Well, this makes sense. Event with. So yeah, maybe we'll start with the happy path. That's always a good one. So the first thing we need to do to get this access token is we need to stub out this method here. So if we be like dot get access token and return value, what I also like doing when I create my stubs is use like realistic values, or in our tests. Let's see, localhost. It's like you could put like A, B, C, D, E, F for your access token, but it doesn't. If you just grab an actual access token, it'll expire soon. So that's not like a security issue. And then like, I just like keeping my mocks and my test doubles as close to. Let's see as close to what they actually are in production as possible. So let's grab our token. Maybe not, because then if we do this, like it's gonna be this huge mock token. But I do know mock auth z token. Let's do this dot, because I know like the token they're separated by like 3 dots, so it will kind of like, oh, here's my mock token. That's cool. Oh, and it's actually, this returns a promise of, so we can do like promise.resolve. Okay. So that's cool. And now we can do like, we need our auth service. And then here we'll be like equals testbed.get. Okay, and then now we'll actually like auth service.get access token, and we will. This is going to be const. That's our request. And then we should be able to now request. Is there like headers or some stuff? Oh wait, no. Request is an observable. Shoot, we may be going to some Marble testing, or we can like subscribe. There's also, this might be a little iffy. I don't like necessarily subscribing in these tests. Do I want to? Because basically this request is coming from where we pass in on the intercept. Interesting. All right, I'm going to take a 10-minute break and then get back to this. So I'm going to end the stream. We're going to start up another one for the next part of testing this out and getting these authentication to work. Later.